Hey guys, it's Gabers, and I'm here with a new review video. In this review video, we are going to be reviewing a 5-part comic miniseries called Ben Reilly Spider-Man, The Humanity Agenda. Ben Reilly is actually the clone of Peter Parker. In the 90s, there was a confusing era of Spider-Man comics called the Clone Saga. During the Clone Saga, we as readers are supposed to be confused on who Peter and Ben actually are. For a time, Peter is thought to be the clone and Ben is thought to be the original, but it turns out to be false later on. Ben in this miniseries is thought to be the original and he's undergoing an identity crisis. Peter and MJ at the time are married and they are off celebrating, leaving Ben to become Spider-Man temporarily for New York. And he undergoes a bit of an identity crisis and doesn't know who he wants to be as a Spider-Man. In this miniseries, there's a string of murders happening on first dates, and they happen to be people who met online. And the villain just so happens to be a failed experiment of the villain who cloned Ben called the Jackal. His name is Spider-Side. But where do the dates come into play? Well, I'll tell you. Spider-Side is a shapeshifter, and throughout the course of the miniseries, he is trying to understand humanity, so he ends up going out on dates with the people who ended up being his murder victims. And this is where Ben and Spider-Side kind of intersect in this comic. You see, Peter has truckloads of humanity, but since Peter isn't around, what's the next best option? A clone with all his memories since before he was cloned. I don't want to say too much to avoid spoiling the entire comic, but I will say it's a good read, and Spider-Side eventually does turn his ways around and begin to grow close to the end. So, my thoughts. I think that this story is a great story. I really like the way it complements the Clone Saga, especially since the Clone Saga was really confusing as a whole. This story is really nice as a part, and I really like how it defines what Spider-Man should be, while also telling the story of a slightly different and slightly more unconventional Spider-Man. I recommend this story to new comic book readers since it tells a story in a now classic comic book era while also still being able to tell a new type of story. I also really like to recommend this to people who want to find out about different variants of Spider-Man or who just want to find out who Spider-Man should be as a character. In fact, I recommend this to just about anyone who wants to start picking up a Marvel Spider-Man comic book or any Marvel book in general. This is where I would start. For the general rating, I would say that this is 5 stars out of 5 stars, and for the class project rating, this is 5 warriors out of 5 warriors. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and peace.